Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Gamer Stuff discussion. I'm going to try to make this one as quick as possible so that everybody can get on their way. Plus, I was told that I speak too slow and it gets annoying to people that don't like to listen and understand. That said, I'm not actually going to try to run this like I'm running an auction. I just did that to prove a point to people. That sometimes you don't have to speak fast in order to get your point across. But I'm also not going to try to take up everybody's day and lifetime with this anyway. So, the new Prince of Persia game that's going to be coming out, it was stated or rumored for a while that the Nintendo Switch was the lead platform for it. And on every platform, it is hitting at least 60 frames per second. So, I wanted to make a really quick discussion about that, just to make a quick point, because as I have noted multiple times, either here or on Spotify, on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, all the places where you will find my longer form stuff, I have said multiple times that it makes no sense to go from higher requirement hardware to lower requirement hardware. Not that it's impossible, but financially it makes far less sense. I've said it, Shadow Fox has said it, Jay has said it, Jack and Sam Storm have said it, and multiple others beyond the Wing the Podcast crew has said this. But when people say this, when we say this out loud to people, a lot of time it gets shouted down. But hey, a game proves exactly what was being said the whole time. And actually, someone did a mod of the Sega Saturn version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night that proved exactly what I was saying before, back when I did that discussion about what Mighty Keith had said about Xenoblade Chronicles getting translated to PlayStation. So there are two games that really one is a game releasing and another is a mod to bring proper formatting to a game to a platform that it was translated to under a rushed schedule. So the mod for Castlevania Symphony of the Night for Sega Saturn has all of the effects and cut down load times that are in its original PS1 iteration, along with the additional content that came to the Sega Saturn version of the game. Proving that it wasn't the hardware, but the software, the code that was haphazardly thrown on the machine and had to be changed in order to work properly, or just to work, not even work properly. Which I'm going to, now I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead, I think I already did a rip of my disc. I'm going to go ahead and mod it and try to play it and see how it feels. But getting back to the point with Prince of Persia, same style game too. Getting back to the point with Prince of Persia, it's 60 frames a second on Switch. It's 60 frames per second on Xbox One. It's 60 frames per second on PS4. It's 120 frames per second, I believe, on PS5 and Series X and PC, depending on what level of PC you have. And it's going to be a well-presented game. At least in how it works. It will work efficiently. Now, maybe this will make it easier for people to understand it. I'm going to explain it in a way that I think most laymen will understand and get. If you look at each game console or game platform as a house, it starts to make more sense. So if we say, theoretically, the Switch is the house that has the least amount of space, But we're taking everything from that house and we're moving it over to PlayStation is our second house. PS4 is our second house. We can take all of that stuff from the Switch and put it on the PS4. Obviously, it won't be exactly the same. Like, if you move from a smaller house, you move from an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment, into a two-bedroom apartment, yeah, you can fit all of your stuff in there, but it's not going to be fitting in there the same way it fit in the previous apartment. And then you can move from that PS4 to an Xbox One. Same situation. It may be similar, but like, yeah, it might also be a two-bedroom apartment, but it's still going to be a different layout from the previous one. Then you move over to a PS4 Pro. Let's say that's a house with two bedrooms. So you got more space and you got a basement. You can bring all that stuff from the PS4 apartment or the Xbox One apartment to the PS4 Pro. It all fits. You're probably reconfiguring things to try to take up the massive amount of space that you have, but that's how you're doing it. Same thing goes for the Xbox One X. Well, actually, in this case, we go Series S, then One X. Then you'd have PS5 and Series X. As they get bigger, meaning they have a bigger footprint, you have more available space to use. Yes, you'll have to reconfigure your code, obviously, because code libraries aren't one-to-one for everything. But you should be able to move from one to the other, to the other, to the other with minimal trouble and effort. Now let's say you start off at the PS5 and work your way backwards. Like you've filled your house. Your house is a PS5. You've filled your house with tons of things. And this house is like a 4-bedroom house, 2 baths, a basement and an attic. But you're required to downsize now back to that 1-bedroom apartment. And you want to take as much stuff as possible with you. You want to take as much stuff as you can with you. But you still got to move to that 1-bedroom apartment. You're going to have far less that's going to be able to fit in that 1-bedroom apartment. And you're still going to have to try to reconfigure things at the same time as figuring out what you have to get rid of in order to be able to do the same thing, to be able to make that space habitable. Now, I know me explaining that way must have made it click for several people that probably didn't get it. Especially for the people that follow me that probably have heard me talking jargon as of late and wondering what the hell I'm saying. That probably made it super clear for you. That's the thing I've been trying to get people to understand. That's the thing I know Shadow's been trying to get people to understand. It's not always the hardware. Sometimes it's the way the software works. And it would be better to work from less space and work upward than it would be to work from more space and work downward. If you treat each console like it is a home, because technically it is a home to various types of data. But if you treated it like it is a home, you saw it as a physical representation of a house or an apartment, it makes far more sense this way. But I'm not trying to drag this on. But did that make it easier for people is my question. Did that make it easier for people to get it, to understand it? If it did, please let me know, because I'm going to be posting this ASAP. I'm trying to get it up on Spotify. Today is Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Try to get it up on YouTube. Did that make it make more sense for people? And if it does, pass it around. Let other people get it. Otherwise, thank you guys very much for listening in. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.